thank you so much, Nicole. Appreciate that. All right. Next, we have Megan, and she's actually going to touch on some really incredible things that I feel like is just going to be all around just powerful for your mindset. We always talk about, this isn't just about mindset or business and business and technical stuff. It's, you can't have one without the other. It's so important to recognize that and understand that. So just as much as you're working on the technical side, you also want to be working on the mindset side, because in most cases, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but in most cases when people come in here, they have so many limiting beliefs on what they can create, what they can do, how they can get there, and they fall back into really, old habits and old mindset, and that can be, once again, self-sabotaging and just keep you where you are so desperately trying to get out of. So Megan, I would love for you to share.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I just want to express my gratitude to everybody here on the call, because you're honoring us with your time, and everybody has busy lives, and in the end, we all have a mission, right, that we are on and why we're here. So thank you for allowing me to share. So just a little bit for me, like I've been having my own business for a few years now. I started in network marketing, everything. I was in a debt about $70,000 in all the stuff I was trying to do and learning all these skills and all that kind of stuff. We sold our house to pay off the debt. Like we went through the ringer, we've been through a lot, and we are very much programmed. I call it almost a disease to a certain extent, from young childhood, where you have to grind. You have to work so hard, and you have to force yourself and push yourself, and everything is so hard, and making money is hard. And there's just there's these bugs in the subconscious, and that's how I was living, and that's how I was functioning. And and the other Megan on here too, she's studied some Bob Proctor, and I had gotten a video come to me, and my life changed when I started to learn how we think affects our life. And we kind of are under the impression that it's all about what we do that creates our success, and we really don't give the value to thought. And thought is really not, some people say 80, I say 90% at least of what is going to give you the results that you're really looking for. And so I was starting my self-develop, journey. I had the goals, and I'm going to really focus in on goals here, because goals are wonderful, but they can also hold you back, which you might not have heard before, because we're all very told, set goals, and, all this kind of stuff. And that's how, and I would affirm, and I'd write out, like I literally would write my goals out 100 times every day. And I record myself saying, I'm making $10,000 a month, and I would listen to it on loop all day long. Like I was really working at getting the thought changed. And there was just this little thing that had to switch for me that really changed. And I went from making maybe $10,000 a year to hitting $100,000 in 1 month. And it came down to this. And when we have a goal, think about the goals that you have right now, something that you want, whether it's a house or a car, an income, a relationship, whatever it is. When you think about the goal, do you feel good? Do you feel excited? Or is there this feeling of fear, or, I don't know if I can do it, or it's so big, I'm overwhelmed? What is the feeling that the goal gives you? And I want to explain a little bit about why this is so important. And for some of you, this might be brand new information. Anybody that works with me, this is old news, but repetition is the mother of all learning. So please don't tune out. We are all energy, right? Everything around us, we know this. They teach this in science. The walls, the tables, everything is made of energy that are all vibrating. So we are all energy vibrating on different levels. And I'm just going to share my screen just so that I can illustrate this a little bit. to kind of help me with this process. So feeling is a word that we invented to describe the vibration that we're in. And you can see a low vibration starts right down here at shame, and we work our way up all the way to enlightenment, you know, and these top level vibrations are peace, joy, love, you know, all those kinds of things. Success and money and everything is on a level of vibration. So it's you can very easily make the connection, and you can see it too. You can see successful people. They're operating up here. They're operating in peace and joy and love and gratitude and all these kinds of things. And watch it. Look for it around yourself when you see people that are doing well, that are prosperous. Sometimes that program that we're taught as a kid is that, oh, rich people do it by getting on, you know, like using other people or by snaking the system, or all these kind of negative conceptions of what wealthy people are. But if you start spending time with successful and wealthy people, you will realize that that's not the case. So when we're looking at this, if we are wanting to manifest prosperity, these goals, these images and desires that we have in our mind, we want to raise our vibration. And so that has to do with how we feel. It's about the feeling that we're in. So what we need to do is, by our feeling, we change the vibration, we raise it, and then we get into these higher levels. Because this is really important. When people start learning about manifestation, they are in this visualization and they're thinking about the car and the house and the everything, all that kind of stuff. But what the missing piece is the feeling, and the feeling is the secret. This is why you have these things that you want to manifest, and it's not happening. Because you can picture, if you look at your desire as a stick, I'll use a pen, and this is the desire for the house. On this end of the stick is having the house, and in this end of the stick is the lack of the house. So when we need to get ourselves to the feeling of having the house, because ultimately the root law of all laws, we've heard about the law of attraction, but the root law is the law of vibration. So you attract what you are, not what you want. So if we are vibrating, I don't have the house, I can't get the house, it's too much money, I can't, like, how am I going to do it? We just get more not having the house, because we attract what we are. So the work has to be done vibrationally to raise ourselves up to a really good feeling. So the goal, I'm going to stop this. When the goal becomes a hindrance is when you can't get yourself to feel good about the goal. So if the goal is $1 million a year income and you're making $2,000 a month, and you look at that $1 million income and you feel crappy because you're not making $1 million a year, or you feel, I don't know how in the world I'm going to do it, that goal is not serving you at this time, and it's not helping you get to that $1 million income. So there's a sweet spot to set your goal. We don't want to set a goal that's super low, that doesn't excite us and doesn't, say if you're making $2,000 a month and then you set your goal for 2,100, like that's not there. But if your goal is like so high that you can't believe it, then that goal is out of the sweet spot. So then what we want to do, you can picture your desires or your goals as, say, baskets that are placed far from you. And if you have a rock and there's a basket over there and it's like 2 miles away, your belief that you're going to throw that rock and get it in there is probably, you don't believe you're going to do it. So start by putting your basket a bit closer. And so if your goal is like, you have this huge goal financially, but that basket is so far and you can't get into a good feeling place about it, and you can't feel that you can do it, you don't believe it, set a basket that's on the way to that, but it's something that when you think about it, you get excited and that you feel really, really good about it. So I just want to emphasize the point that when you are in that feeling of lack, when you're in the feeling that I don't have the goal. You keep getting, I don't have the goal, because you attract what you are. So what the way to really work through that is to reach for that next best feeling thing. So even sometimes right now, what I suggest, with some of the people that I've worked with, is the focus is so much on, I want to get this many clients, I want to make this much money, I want to sell this much product, and it's not working for us, and we've brought so much resistance into what we're doing in our business. Is I say, you got to remove the focus from the business. You got to go and put your attention on something else that makes you feel good. Ultimately, our number one priority in order to manifest all the things, all the wealth, all the abundance and relationships that we want, is to feel good now. So if that means you need to go for a walk, or you need to go ride your horse, or you need to go, paint a picture, whatever it is that just gets you into that good feeling, which, remember, is a vibration. To elevate that vibration up that scale is what you need to do. And sometimes that means taking your attention off your business because you've brought so much resistance into that piece of your life because you've been struggling with it for a while. So when our goals are not helping us, sometimes we got to not let go of the goal, don't let go of the desire, but put your attention onto something else to bring you back into that good feeling place. And when I learned this, that's when things flipped for me. So that, because I was just so stressed all the time because I wasn't getting what I wanted, I didn't have the results. And it was such a perfect example. I think it was Jesse that said, when you're looking at your mentors and they're so successful, and you feel crappy because you're not there and you're comparing yourself. And so we're continually in this negative feeling of negative vibration, of lack and limitation, and just this frustration that we aren't where we want to be. And when that goal is doing that to us, it is not helpful. So there is a way to set goals. And I see it all the time where people are just so sad or upset or disappointed or frustrated or whatever because they aren't where they want to be yet. And every thought, every idea is like a seed. And we know that seeds have a gestation period. When you plant a carrot seed, it doesn't pop out of the ground the next day. There's a period of time where that's going to have to develop its roots and get going and everything like that. And we're not digging it up every day looking to see if there's a carrot. We know we have to just let it do its thing. So when we have a goal, we set a goal. Okay, this is what I want. I want the house. You're not going to get the house tomorrow. Rarely would that happen, unless sometimes, it could, but rarely. And so the seed has been planted, but there's a gestation period and we just don't know what that is for a thought yet. And this is how you speed up the manifestation of what you want. When you decide what you want and you say, this is what I want, you've put out the signal for what you want, and the universe starts working to bring this to you. But as soon as you bring in resistance, is like, I don't have my house yet. I don't like this current house that I'm in. It's falling apart and it's ugly and it's in a neighborhood I don't like, and I just want my new house. You're introducing resistance and you're lengthening the time of what it's going to take for that to manifest in your life. So once you set the desire, your work is to, as much as you can, elevate that vibration. And it doesn't always have to be just like forcing yourself on your business to make the money, which is how you think you're going to manifest the house. When we get too tied up into the how we're going to manifest that which we want, that's when we easily bring in the resistance, because we think, I don't know how the heck I'm going to do it. And then we feel crappy about it. So set the desire, get out of the way, feel good, feel happy, raise the vibration, and allow the good that you desire to come into your life. And how do we raise vibration? Because I know I get this question, okay, I have to do that. How do I feel good? And this is where it always comes back, and you've heard it 100 times, and it's gratitude. And it can be something so simple as a cup of coffee, taking that time to take a breath and just, you all have something grateful for in your life, no matter how bad things are. You can see, you have the ability to look at all the amazing colors, all the beautiful, if you have kids, they're beautiful little faces. You know, you can hear the birds singing. You know, the sky is blue and the sun, like there's so many things that you can put your energy onto and just help create that feeling where you just feel yourself. It's just like, that's alignment. When you bring in that gratitude, when you focus on the good, you know, you got to just, sometimes there could be all kinds of crap going on, and you just got to take your attention off of it. And this is a mental discipline. Like, it's not like it's easy to do. Thinking is the hardest work there is. That's why hardly anybody does it. Nobody's thinking anymore. Everybody's just like dead from the neck up. So thinking is the greatest and most difficult work you can do, but it's what the 1% do. And this information that I'm sharing with you, if you dedicate yourself, also your self-development, to studying this, you will enter that 1% of the successful people in the world, because this is what they all do. And as you learn and as you read, you're going to be like, holy crap, this is it. It's so simple. It's so simple. You just need to be happy. That's all it is. You just need to be happy and do what you need to do to feel happy. And that's how you bring all these things that you desire into your life. And it's so simple that people just disregard it. Like, there's probably a good chunk of people on this call that are just gonna be like, oh yeah, I need to be happy, and not really take it as value that as much as what will really change your life. And that's what changed it for me, is when I started to get happy, and I would put my intention on what felt good. And then I started to see things just start happening and flowing in my life, because when we're in alignment and we're releasing that resistance, we open the door and the windows and the gates and everything to flow in for everything that we desire. So when you do set your goals, make sure they're in that sweet spot that you can get really excited about them. And when you think about them, you feel so good, and you have a belief that it's possible. And it might be a little bit scary, a little bit exciting. It kind of maybe can create a little bit of butterflies, but ultimately when you think it just elevates you, and you just feel like, wow, like my life is, we want to be in that state where, like, I'm so blessed, I'm so thankful, oh my gosh, like, oh, thank you. And you can bring yourself into that vibration by just vocalizing, by feeling. If you need to, in the morning, like sometimes I'll do that, I'll just go walk outside, especially outside, because you never see a negative tree or a grumpy squirrel. Like, everybody out there is feeling good and is really happy. So you can go outside and you can just be like, thank you for my kids, thank you that they're healthy, thank you that I have so many friends that is so wonderful in my life, thank you for my husband who's so loving. And I just start going through these things for, you know, just my health. And you can't help but just raise that vibration. And the more you do that, and the more you practice that, the more you build that muscle. And then just sit back and watch the incredible, like, it just brings shivers when I look back and see so many things that, you know, seemed impossible and that came into our life. So that is just, that's my, like, everything that I can give to you guys. And there's so much more that I can talk about and go into this, but ultimately, if you see the value of gratitude, the value of feeling good, that is your main work. Feel good, raise that vibration, then the rest is kind of just easy. It's just skills that you can implement, and that's it. Thanks, guys.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Thank you so much, Megan, for sharing. So amazing. Yes, I agree. So I wanted to open up, we've got about 10 minutes left, and want to be respectful of everybody's time. We typically don't like to go over, you know, that 1 hour mark for these calls and these trainings, because we want to be able, you know, for you to take this information and implement it, whether it be technical or mindset. I even feel like super calm after that, Megan. I'm just like, oh, it's just so peaceful and calm. So I do want to open it up really quickly for any Q&A. Please, if it's one thing that you will continuously hear us say, is be engaged, ask questions. I never want anyone ever to feel like they don't have clarity, or, you know, maybe something is blocking them, or they don't understand something. And this is exactly what these trainings are for, is for you to be able to come and weekly get insight and guidance and everything that you need to create success. So please ask your questions in the chat if you do have any, for any of the ladies that have shared tonight. Even maybe something that you might be struggling with that you feel like is going to hinder you from creating the success that you want. Just wait a couple seconds, or feel free to unmute yourself too. Tammy, I would like to thank everyone for sharing. These insights are great, especially for a newbie. Awesome, Tammy. I'm so glad you got some value tonight. I feel like I see people typing, so I'm going to just wait a couple seconds so I make sure I don't jump off. It's always that like awkward silence, but it's not awkward. So Dawn, I'm still trying to fully understand what my business is going to be. I just had my call and I'm beginning the process. I feel like a lot of people experience that, Dawn, is that especially when you first dive into this, it's like, okay, great. And like, what is this going to look like? I feel like personally, like building your brand and building your business is something that, you know, all these ladies touched on. Is over time, as they started to go through the process, they became more enlightened to what they wanted their business to look like. So because you're brand new at this and you're just going through that process, I would personally recommend just give it time. Trust the process, trust yourself, and knowing that you are going to create more clarity for yourself as you go through the process. And it's not something that you need to rush. You don't need to have that answer, you know, tomorrow or even a week from now or even a month from now. It's just truly going through and starting to figure out, you know, what your passions are, what you want to create from this. And as you know, overwhelming and as complicated as it can seem at times, it really is truly simple. Because, you know, each person on this call right now has a different vision for what they want to create for themselves. And that's unique to you. It's unique to your passion. And you know, coming into this, me specifically, and feel free, ladies, for anyone that's shared tonight, jump out and share your experiences. Just know that it's something that it doesn't need to be rushed. I almost feel like when you rush it, that's what creates the overwhelm and the feeling, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't know if this is like the right brand I want. It's just rather just like trusting the process and being super clear and super confident and committed to knowing that, you know, you're in the right place and you're going the direction that you're headed. So I'm going to read a couple more. But she says, but beyond excited and so determined. Amazing, Dawn. Okay. If anyone wants to share some insight on that, what Dawn said, please feel free.
I can say a little bit. It's just that I know sorry, Nicole, I just saw you about to talk. I'll be really short. I'm still figuring it out sometimes. We are always evolving, and I think it's always changing. So the worst thing you can do is stop yourself from moving forward because you're so tied up in trying to figure out every detail. The best thing to do is just move and take action. And as you go and as you align, you'll be inspired and you'll feel, I would love to do this. Oh, I want to talk about this. And you'll start to just organically grow into your brand. And so it's not something it's to get super tied up in, and it will evolve over time.
Yeah, I just want to add to that too, because I think that's like a super common thing, is just like trusting yourself, trusting that you already know what you want to create and that what you have to share already is valuable. And any sort of struggles that you're having or anything like that in your life, when you have a breakthrough, look at it as an I'm trying to think of the word. Look at it as a way to share that with other people. So don't necessarily look for things that aren't already a part of you or you. When I teach people how to, get good at posting and doing social media and building their brand, it's always very simple. Just thinking about like an experience that you've already had, even if it is, figuring out who you are, like that could be the start of your brand, and then diving into that and like how you're going to work on that, and just little breakthroughs and experiences. And that's exactly what I've built my brand off of. And people like will start messaging you, and they'll be very inspired by your vulnerability, and they'll relate to you because it's actually truly who you are. So just trusting that you already are your brand, and just diving into those books, the personal development, and sharing your breakthroughs. And that is the best way to start building a brand. And then you can kind of branch from there. And that's what I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Tompe, I'm struggling to get in front of the camera. Any advice? So I'll quickly touch on that. I feel like most people struggle to get in front of the camera. Let's just be real. No one really likes looking at themselves and recording a video. But Tompe, I do want to call you out because I've seen some pretty great videos from you that I absolutely, your editing, everything is so on point. So I feel like it's a confidence thing for sure. I feel like that's at the end of the day what it is. It's a confidence thing. And the only way that you are going to get good at something that you're uncomfortable with doing is by practicing. So, practice. If you want to be good at video and that's something you feel like you're struggling with, video yourself. Just take out your phone. That does not mean that you have to post anything. I don't even know how many videos that are stored in my phone that it was just like, you're just practicing. Like, and from there, you start to almost like find out what your message is, like find out what you're passionate about and how to share that with your perfect audience. Just like what Nicole was saying is like as you start to go through those breakthroughs, you start to learn how to share those breakthroughs and be vulnerable with your audience. And this is what this truly is all about, is helping people. Every single person on this call is looking for a change and looking for something different. And but ultimately at the end of the day, looking for success. So if you're struggling with video, the only way to get better and feel more confident is by simply practicing. I know there's actually a really good question.
Can I touch on that quickly?
Yes.
I just want to add to that. So video is something that terrifies me, and I've been in this business for a while, and I still don't hop on a video. I don't do go lives. Even talking to you guys, my heart is racing right now, but I set some goals for myself this month, and I have this app. So like some actual tools that might help you guys if you're struggling is I have this habit share app, and I share it with like some friends that I'm really close with, and then it helps me track like any challenges that I set for myself. So one of my girlfriends suggested that I do a 20-day video challenge, and she's like, you don't have to post it, you don't have to think about what you're going to talk about, you don't have to like look at it, you don't have to worry about who's going to see it, nothing. You just press play. I don't look at my face. I don't have it in selfie mode because that stresses me out. I just press play and I just start talking. And then as soon as I'm done and I get to like check off that habit for the day that I did it, you see the green check mark. It's really rewarding. And then, so I'm on day 8 right now, and oh my God, I'm like stressing. Okay, I'm on day 8 right now, and I left the first 7 days or 6 days. I did my video at the very end of the day. And yesterday I tried to do it like earlier on because I just wanted to like be more proactive, like not dread it, and do it when I was inspired and not be like, okay, like maybe I'll talk about this, but like I don't have to do it now. So like I won't do it now. I'll just wait. And then today I did it before this call, as soon as I was done at the gym, I was listening to actually Shauna's video in the Q4 group, and she talked about something that inspired me, and I just stopped the video and I went and did a video of my own, and then I went back to her replay, and then this video, Megan was talking, and I like was inspired again, and then I just like went off camera and did a video like right there. And I know everyone talks about the 5 4 3 2 1, or just do it when you're inspired, but like just do it. It's taken me forever to just get comfortable and to just pull the trigger. But like if you start small and like pretend you're talking to your mom or your brother or sister or someone you're super super comfortable with, and don't look at yourself in the camera, and just like get talking, don't think about who's going to see it, and it really really makes a difference. And even by the end of like me sharing that, I'm already more calm than I was when I started. Like I almost like, I knew I was gonna be mad if I didn't like jump out and say something, because I never hop on calls, but like it's just super rewarding when you get that going, and then you find like it just that inspiration comes to you more and more, and you're more motivated to do it. So I just wanted to share that, because that's something that I really really struggle with. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Christina. Oh, I love that so much. And you are, yeah, you're just, I know the drive you have. You talk a lot. I know the drive you have. I know you are going to create massive things for yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that, because I didn't even know that app existed. So that's super cool. Kate, so Monica, this is a good question. Maybe Megan, you can touch on this too. So how do you keep the positivity during tough moments without getting distracted? Example, you take a break to recoup, but find it hard to keep the momentum, motivation going when you're in the process and you're not at your destination yet / first goal.
Okay, I can share that. I'm just going to bring this back up again. Okay, so if you are down here in, let's say, grief, you cannot get from grief to joy. You can't get there from here. So what we want to do is we want to move ourselves up the emotional scale. And we do that by getting, if we're really negative, we move to generally negative, to generally positive, to specifically positive. And I know this is something that's going to be, I'm not going to be able to get this fully explained in this short amount of time, because it's already 10, but, well, not 10, my time, is go for the next, reach for the next best feeling that you can get. Because it really is a muscle that when you, just like when you don't go to the gym and lift a weight 5 times and then you're buff for the rest of your life. Like it's consistently putting in the disciplines to ultimately make you a super person that can really stay on this high flying vibrational place through very difficult times. But it will take practice to get there. So in those challenging times, sometimes you are where you are, love yourself, you don't feel bad. I still have moments when my kids are driving me off the wall and I lose that and I get frustrated and I'm just like I haven't developed the muscle enough yet that I can last through anything. But I am doing so much better than I did a year ago, where I was grumpy most of the time for my poor family that had to endure that. So it is a matter of just taking little steps. So when the negative stuff is happening and you're really kind of immersed in it, maybe in that moment you're not going to be able to raise yourself out of that, even taking a break. But the best time to set your momentum in a positive way is when you first wake up in the morning. That's why Ashley and everybody talked about the daily method of operation, the importance when you wake up to be putting on an audio or something amazing that will make you feel good. And there's some practices that I'd love to share. Maybe we can do it on another training, go into more to deal with the daily ups and downs. But just go for the next best, like the next feeling, even if you're going from, say, fear to desire, you know, you're moving yourself up. So it's a progressive thing, and don't be hard on yourself if you can't get from way down low to way up high in an instant like that. We're all on a process, we're all on a journey of growth, and be patient with yourself and keep working at it, and you'll get there.
So amazing. Oh, this call was just so incredible. The recording will be posted in both groups. We're gonna close it down for tonight, guys. I feel like it was just so perfect, so amazing. Thank you guys so much for showing up. We will be doing our Wednesday calls, so it's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. MST, and 10 p.m. EST. And the girls, these amazing ladies that have come out tonight, they're going to be hosting for the month of October. It's a crazy exciting month for everyone, and I just feel like there's just so much value in what they've already shared and what they're going to share in the future. So thank you so much, guys. So much love and appreciation, and we'll see you guys on the next training. And see you in the 14-day group. Don't forget about that 14-day group. Good night, guys.